Hi guys, Steph here. Now what we've got for you today is, well, a rather unusual pen. Can you see which one it is? It's an Ero pen. Yes, I've never heard of it either. It comes in this sort of plastic case. So let's take it out of the case, pop the case to one side. So what we've got here is an Ero pen. Let's first of all take you straight to the barrel imprint, and you can see the barrel imprint there reads Ero Styl. So that will be the model, an Ero Styl Fountain Pen. As you can see, it comes in this white colour, which is quite unusual and attractive, and it has a, well, I'd term it as a luster alloy cap, or a frosted luster alloy cap, and it's got chrome trim. And if we show you the chrome clip there, and you can see we've also got Ero on the clip there. If we take it to the cap band and keep it nice and still, and if we turn it round, you'll see it says Ero, and then to the back there it has the word Germany. So the nice thing about it, we know it's an Ero fountain pen made in Germany. Incidentally, you can see to the top of the cap it's got a lovely white jewel there, and it's got a similar sort of white jewel to the end of the barrel there. So personally, I've never heard of Ero, so I made a bit of homework. There's no information. The only information that I've actually found is that the Ero pens were made, in my opinion, in Germany by the company Reform Fountain Pens, and I believe there was a gentleman, again don't quote me any dates, or I'm not too sure of dates, but a gentleman by the name of Ernst Rodenhauser, who actually bought the production from Reform, who made these particular pens in Germany. And I believe Ernst Rodenhauser, being ER, added an O and come up with this particular name, the Ero. So the ER, I believe, was from his particular name, Ernst Rodenhauser. So that, I believe, is where the Ero pen comes from. So it's a German made pen in this white colour. I do know that the Reform made a lot of pens, or school pens if you like, and this looks to be a similar sort of school pen as well. It's not a top of the range, but by no means is it a cheap looking and cheap felt pen. It feels quite nice. Now let's take the cap off, show you the pen in different angles. Let's pop the cap to one side and show you the section. You can see the section, it's got this quite, if you look to the top there, the sort of semi-hooded nib, it's got these quite squared off tips to the end there, and if we show you a sideways view, so it's got this sort of lovely semi-hooded nib to the pen, which again, I think is quite attractive. You can see the feed is actually built into the sort of the section underneath the nib there. The nib, in my opinion, may be a gold nib, because sometimes if you actually look at the tipping of brass nibs or metal nibs, the tipping is just simply bent over, whereas on this particular pen there's actually some tipping to the end of the nib, which indicates to me that it may be, I'm not 100% sure, that it may be a gold nib. But all in all, as I say, it's a nice quality made pen, for a school pen. If you were a child in the 1950s, 1960s, and you had this particular pen at school, well, I think you'd be quite proud of it, and you'd be one of the children with a very, very nice pen. If we undo the barrel, you can see it's got this very sort of reminiscent to a Parker 51 aerometric filling system. even to the extent that it's got this white sort of, sorry, not white, this black button to the end of the filler there. But again, an aerometric type filling system. Incidentally, when I actually brought this pen in and pressed the bar, the sack inside just simply crumbled away, obviously due to age. So what I've actually done is I've replaced the sack inside. In my opinion, the pen has never been inked. So what I'm not going to do, I don't want to fill it, because it will become available to somebody, this one, and you know, whether they want to keep it for, you know, just for display or actually use it, that will be up to them. But what I will do is, well, we'll dip the pen and we'll try writing with it dipped. So let's dip it into the ink. Now the problem being is, because of the design of the feed, etc., there you go, it's all over the place. So let's just see how it actually writes. So what we've got is a Ero Styl, and again we're saying, well, we know it's made in Germany. Let's just dip it again, and each time we have to clean the excess ink off. Now, as far as writing concerned, it's, well, I'd say it's quite acceptable for a school pen. It's fine, just slightly on the scratchy side, but writing with a fine line. There's no variation in the line, so it's quite a hard nib. But all in all, yeah, it writes quite acceptable for a school pen. So as you can see, it's writing with a fine line. Nothing extraordinary. I wouldn't say it's a smooth nib, I wouldn't say it's an awful nib. A little bit on the scratchy side, but quite acceptable as far as I'm concerned. So let's put that to one side. So all in all, I'm going to leave it at that, because it's quite a mystery of a pen. I'm sure I'm going to get some sort of comments from people who know maybe a little bit more about this pen. But as I say, what we've got is an Ero Styl Fountain Pen. I hope you've enjoyed looking at the pen as much as I enjoy showing them to you people. Leave a comment, but for now I'm just going to say bye bye.